We have the nominations of Brett Shumates to serve as Assistant Attorney General, Civil Division, and John Eisenbergs to serve Assistant Attorney General for National Security. I'm pleased to support both and think that they'll be excellent in their role in the Department of Justice. This morning, I want to highlight several FBI emails that I'm making public this very day. These emails show Biden FBI agents planning and celebrating the indictment of Trump advisor Peter Navarro in 2022. Upon receiving news of Navarro's impending indictment, former anti-Trump FBI official Timothy Thibault replied, "Wow, great," end of quote. Yet, when a criminal referral was issued for Nellie Orr, the FBI and DOJ chose not to press charges against her.
Welcome to Liberty Watchtower, your front row seat to the pulse of American politics. Here, we cut through the noise to bring you sharp, timely updates, in-depth analysis, and bold commentary on the issues shaping the nation. Whether it's breaking news from Capitol Hill or grassroots movements making waves across the country, Liberty Watchtower keeps you informed, engaged, and ready to think critically. Subscribe and stay tuned. Freedom starts with awareness. In recent years, the role of federal law enforcement agencies, particularly the Department of Justice, DOJ, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, has become a central point of debate in American political life. Questions surrounding the neutrality and impartiality of these institutions have led to increasing scrutiny from both lawmakers and the public. While these agencies are entrusted with upholding the law and ensuring justice is applied equally,
as many of you know, Orr was a Fusion GPS contractor involved in the fraudulent Crossfire Hurricane investigation against Trump, and Orr's husband was an FBI agent who also worked against Trump. Orr was accused of lying to Congress. In the last several months, I've also released FBI emails about genesis of Arctic Frost. Arctic Frost was the FBI case against Trump that became one of Jack Smith's cases. Through records that I've already made public, the investigation's political origins are now firmly established. Anti-Trump agent Thibault and his merry band of partisans started the case. Many of the FBI agents on Arctic Frost were also involved in the Navarro case, like Special Agent Walter Giardina. My Democratic colleagues have been warning us about quote-unquote weaponization of the FBI and the D.C. U.S. Attorney's Office under Trump. They've told us repeatedly of the dangers of law enforcement being used against political enemies. Now, believe me, we Republicans know, because Democrats are reading us pages from the Biden playbook. Biden's DOJ, including the FBI and the D.C. U.S. Attorney's Office, were weaponized, politicized, and used to target and imprison political enemies. We know this thanks to heroic whistleblowers. The Biden DOJ and FBI did this even as, according to the FBI's own statistics, violent crime rose 4.5% in 2022. The D.C.'s U.S. Attorney's Office refused to prosecute 2/3 of the criminals arrested in our nation's capital that very same year. Instead of focusing on the rampant cases of murder and rape perpetrated against everyday Americans, personnel in the FBI's Washington field office and D.C.'s U.S. Attorney's Office obsessed over ways to target President Trump and his allies.
Accusations of partisan bias, selective enforcement, and political targeting have cast doubt on their credibility. This controversy intensified during the administrations of both Donald Trump and Joe Biden, with each side accusing the other of weaponizing the justice system for political gain. Under the Biden administration, however, some Republican lawmakers have raised serious concerns about what they see as a pattern of politically motivated investigations and prosecutions, especially against former President Trump and his close allies. These allegations have sparked calls for greater transparency, oversight, and accountability within the DOJ and FBI. One such voice in this ongoing debate has brought forward newly released internal FBI emails, which the speaker claims reveal explicit partisan behavior within the Bureau. These documents reportedly show senior FBI personnel celebrating the indictment of Trump advisor Peter Navarro, while ignoring or dismissing potential charges against individuals linked to Democratic-aligned efforts, such as Nellie Ohr and her role in the creation of the controversial Trump Russia dossier. Additionally, the speaker highlights a case called Arctic Frost, which was initially launched by the FBI as an investigation into Trump and later became part of special counsel Jack Smith's prosecution. Allegations suggest that the origins of this case were driven more by personal and political motives than by objective legal grounds. The implication is that certain agents, notably Timothy Thibault, prioritized cases against Trump while disregarding other serious matters, such as rising violent crime rates. These claims underscore a broader concern that the justice system is being manipulated from within, not to serve public interest or maintain the rule of law, but to pursue partisan goals. The speaker demands that top officials, specifically Attorney General Bondi and FBI Director Patel, step in to declassify and release all relevant records in the interest of truth and accountability. In this context, the discussion about political bias, fairness in law enforcement, and the balance of power between branches of government takes on profound constitutional significance. The question at hand is not merely about individual cases, but about whether America's institutions can be trusted to apply justice fairly and equally regardless of political affiliation.
And when Arctic Frost was open, Thibault said that, quote, "The case will be prioritized over all others in the branch," end of quote. When speaking about investigations, Thibault commented that, quote, "It frankly took too long for us to open this," end of quote. Their conduct is disgraceful and un-American. Transparency brings accountability, which is why I'm reiterating my request for Attorney General Bondi and Director Patel to produce all records related to this political rot. We find in some instances people that have been around the Department of Justice for decades are the bureaucrats holding up some of this. So this is why we need to have these top officials of Bondi and Patel to step in and make sure everything that ought to be public without question is actually made public.